Okay, guys. Hello. I know this is kind of y'all first time seeing me. You'll see me more in videos. Um, I'm doing this video today because I see so many people ask the same question, and that is, what is the best printer to get? And it's almost like an aggravation to read that question, because then you got your Epson lovers and then you got your Sawgrass lovers. And what the problem is that people actually say, well, the Sawgrass is the best to get, or the Epson is the best to get, and or my favorite is, why go spend all that money on a Sawgrass when you can convert an Epson for this amount of money, and so on and so forth. And I just want to say, and I got the camera on me right now, but I'm gonna show you heatpressnation.com. I ordered all my equipment for heatpressnation.com, and I probably spent around about $4,000. But if you add in my computer, I spent another $1,000 in a computer, a really good computer, and then I bought another set of ink, just another like packet of ink, which, as everybody knows, is like $350 for a set of ink, and then my paper, and so on and so forth. So I would just say in total, I probably spent about $6,000 to get started in sublimation. Why, Melanie? Why did you spend that much in that? Because I wanted a machine, because I did research for a full 6 months before I even began, before I even decided. My friend, CEB Monogramming, check her out. Her name is Sierra Robinson. She had an Epson sublimation system before I did. And all I did was hear her complain about how it didn't work, how, she couldn't get it to do this and she couldn't get it to do that. And as I got into more sublimation groups, that's all that I saw, with people complaining and complaining and complaining and complaining about how Epsons don't work. They get clogged. They can't prime the ink. They can't get it to print the right color. They can't get it to do this. They can't get it to do that. And I was like, I know that's not what I want right there. Okay, so to test it out, so let me tell you, this is what I did. To test it out, um, there um, there was someone who was selling their system. They decided to stop doing shirts. They got bogged down, and so they sold me a heat press, a Cameo 3, and an Epson 1430, right? And I know what you're saying. Oh, well, you bought it secondhand. That's the reason why, so on and so forth. That's the reason why it's going that way. So I was like, yes, you're right. I did buy it secondhand. And it did immediately upon getting it. She told me she had just stopped using it, so on and so forth. That could have been a lie. Definitely could have been a lie. I'm not saying that it was the truth, but definitely, but immediately I threw away the CIS system she had. I threw away any inks that was inside. I completely purged the system, cleaned it out a couple of times, make sure, because I had done all the research. Completely did everything that there was to need to do to clean that system out, clean the head, so on and so forth. Okay. I proceeded to purchase a new CIS system to go with it. New cartridges, everything, new ink, all the above. Did everything that I was supposed to do, clean it out. Still, it did not print. I had the same problems that everybody else was having with. I could get all three colors to print except for one, or I could get all four colors to print and it have lines in it. You know, that type of stuff. I said I had got it to a point where I could at least get it to print, black, clear, and good. So I was like, I just keep this print over here just for my black and white things, and just use it for this over here. It became such an issue. It became such an issue that, you got to run it every day. You got to do something with it every single day to make sure that it doesn't dry up, and so on and so forth. And I was excited about getting it and getting started with it, but I spent so much money in trying to get this thing to work. By the time I had, buying it, I even purchased a brand new print head to go into it and put it, and put I did everything that there was to do. I watched a million YouTube videos and still could not get that Epson printer to print properly. I chunked it to the side. It's still probably out in my shed somewhere, my storage shed somewhere, until I decide to go trade it in at Best Buy or somewhere and get something else. But I was like, I just completely just once I saw the Sawgrass, and I went on another search. I was like, I need a sublimation printer. I don't want nothing else. I don't want to convert anything. I want to plug and play. When I came across the Sawgrass, and I'm not sitting here advocating for a Sawgrass, because the Epson 570s, who are actually designed to do sublimation, oh, I'm getting one of those. I'm definitely, but I want a machine that is designed for what it's supposed to do. Everybody's trying to take the cheap route, and for some people it worked, and for some people it don't. So why keep spending money in something that may not work for you? Just spend the additional money if you can. There are so many financing options to do. That's what I did. To be honest with you, that's what I did. I financed all my equipment and I paid it off in less than a year because it paid for itself. It literally paid for itself. And there was nothing else I needed to do. There was nothing else. That I just buy the ink. Then let's get to the ink situation, because this is another thing that really just really stokes my buns. It's like it literally just really kills me. A set of ink costs you $340, right? $340. You will never buy a set ever again. When you order it, it comes with a set. I bought a second set just so I would have it on hand until my business started making money. You will never, hear me, you will never buy $340 worth of ink at one time. You will buy a magenta cartridge, or you may buy magenta and cyan cartridge. You may buy a cyan and yellow cartridge. You will never buy $340 worth of ink at one time unless you just absolutely choose to do so. Most of the time, I only buy one cartridge at a time because I never wait till I give out. If you charge for your shirts correctly, meaning $25 to $35 per shirt, and I'm just talking about adult shirts, I'm not talking about kids. If you're doing a full front shirt and you're charging either $25 or $35 for that, anywhere in between, it literally only takes you two shirts to purchase one cartridge. If you're getting, most of the time I average anywhere from 20 to 30 shirts per order. 20 to 30 shirts per order. And most of the time, I'm not even doing full print shirts. I'm doing 13 by 19 print shirts. Sometimes I get full print 3D shirts, but most of the time I'm getting 13 by 19 shirts front and back, or front and back is sleeve. I'm never getting, I wouldn't say never, I rarely get full print 3D shirts. If you're just doing 13 by 19, I'm sorry y'all, sorry about that. If you're doing 13 by 19, I could go through a whole pack of A-sub paper on this. I'm sorry, this stuff is popping up on my screen here. Let me close this out. I don't know if you can see that or not, but let me close it out just in case you can. You will never, I will go through a whole pack of A-sub paper, maybe even two, before I get to a point where I need another pack of paper. Hold on just a second. I'm looking crazy here. Okay, there we go. So I will get through a whole pack of A-sub paper, or Himalaya, or Koala, whatever I'm using, because that doesn't matter either. We'll get into that in a minute. I could go through probably 2 packs before I even buy, and that's, you know, there's 110 sheets per pack. I may get through 2 boxes before I even need a new ink cartridge or anything. And I can honestly say I've gotten down to 1% in a color and have printed 30 shirts off 1% of ink of whatever color that's about to go out before it actually says, okay, I'm tired and I'm about to give out. So when people say, oh, their ink is so expensive, no, it's not. No, it's not. If your business, if you're running it like a business and not a hobby, two shirts, pay for one ink cartridge, and you're going to get 100 to 200 prints out of that one ink cartridge. Okay? I was like, this to me, this thing y'all are saying, this is craziness to me. If you do have to, just so happen by the grace of God, you use all the colors up at one time, and you gotta buy, it only takes 8 shirts. Let's just say 9 shirts. It takes you 9 shirts to buy a set of ink cartridges. If you're doing a family, like I usually do my top selling 3D shirts or memorial shirts. If you're doing a memorial order, you're going to get at least 20 to 30 shirts out of that memorial order. At the minimum 20. And it only took you 9 shirts to pay for the ink, and you're going to print 100 shirts out of that 340. You're going to print 200 prints out of that $340. Are you kidding? Do you know how much money that is? Like, if you're charging, let's just do the math. If you're doing $20, just say $20 a shirt, and you're printing 200 shirts, that's $4,000. And you mean to tell me that you're going to get 200 prints out of the 300? So you mean to tell me out of $4,000, you can't spend $340 on ink? That's what we're saying. That's the math that we're doing. Like, nobody's actually sitting down doing the actual math. Like, it is freaking annoying to me. Then I'm like, so if you're doing full print 3D shirts, you may be getting, at the minimum 100 shirts out of that. You might have to buy a little bit more paper if you're using 13 by 19, because you're piecing it together using 4 sheets per shirt, roughly 4 sheets per shirt. Still, you're getting 25 shirts out of a pack of paper. Out of one pack of paper, you're getting 25 shirts. You're still making an enormous amount of profit. So why is the ink expensive? Because you're being cheap. Because you want to make $1 million. You want to cheat yourself or cheat the customer and want the same results. It doesn't work that way. Invest in yourself and purchase the amount of equipment that you need, that you won't have to keep upgrading or keep buying or saying, or we have to read these comments saying, oh, I'm about to throw this out of the window, I can't get it done. You're wasting substrates, you're wasting time, you're all of this stuff. You got to purge it about 18 times to get it to work correctly. So at that point, you've wasted ink. When my printer, Sawgrass purchase, it actually maintains itself. I never have to maintain that machine. I never turn it off. It maintains itself. It makes sure the lines don't dry out. It does it on its own. I never have to do it. I never have to remember, oh, if I'm not sublimating that day, oh, I need to go run something through the sublimation printer, or my print heads are going to dry. No, it does it itself. I don't have to do anything. I can let that machine sit for 3 or 4 days and never have to worry about the ink drying in the lines. Never. So I bought the bypass tray, and I print up the 13 by 19. It is amazing. It is amazing. When it came to my heat presses, I bought my heat presses from Heat Press Nation. I bought the 16 by 20. I bought a 15 by 15. I have purchased Amazon, a heat press for Amazon. I think it's by Hottronics or somebody like that. I can't remember what the name is. Somebody said me. I bought that one. I still have that one. It works great. The ones that I bought on eBay have been nothing but trash. Every single one of them I bought from eBay are trash. I never will buy another heat press off eBay. They're awful. something always happens to them. They burn out. They don't do right. I hate a swing away. I like clamshells. I would never tell anybody to get a swing away. They just, for me, they just not the move. Some people love a swing away. I don't. I just don't. I like a clam. They, to me, they're just not good. For any processes, because you can't get it up and down, as far as a clam will go up and down. So that's it. Those are my thoughts on that. But the moral of this video is invest in you. If you're going to run this as a legitimate business and not a hobby or not as a side hustle, because that's what most people are doing, just because we're, especially now during this pandemic and everybody trying to make a little extra money, they're doing it as a side hustle. This is how I feed my family. This is my sole business. It's LLC. Like, I run this literally like a business. I set aside a material cost per order, non-negotiable. So if I don't care if I don't need any ink cartridges, that's $77. Just $77. 77, whatever the tax is on that. I think it's like 109 once you pull the taxes off of it. If you just set aside that $100 from every order, you would never give out of paper. You would never give out of shirts. You would never give out of ink. Ink won't even, the cost of the ink will never be a question. Will never be a problem if you just do the minimum of taking out. I take out $100 for my ink. I take out $40 religiously for paper, whether I buy paper or not. I take it out of every order. Shirts, I usually order my shirts in bulk, whether it's Cricket shirts or Jersey 21M. I find Sub Livy has really good shirts now. I tried those out. I really like those. I take a shirt budget out. It may not be as much as, they may order $200 worth of shirt. I'm gonna pull $100 out of that order for shirts, and so from every order I may pull $250 just as material costs and sit that aside. My order may be my orders range from $800 to $1,000, and I pull $150 out. $250 out for materials. All the rest of that is my money. It's my money, my profit. If my order is $800 to $1,000, I pull $250 out. The rest of that is mine. I honestly don't know what y'all are talking about. I'm really trying to figure it out. I'm like, did anybody not do this math? Did anybody not do the research? Because if you do it, if you're saying no, well, I'm not selling shirts that often, I'm not doing, well, then you're not running your business properly. That's different. But the equipment will pay for itself. So stop telling people, oh, well, get the Epson, it works. If you got an Epson and it works for you, kudos, hats off. Cosmo Inks is the bomb. Once my warranty runs out, I said that I was going to start using Cosmos ink because they have it for the Sawgrass now. Or I'm pretty much probably going to use Cosmos. I'm probably, or I may try Innate Labs True Color. I like her stuff too. I may try one of those inks, but I may just continue to buy Sawgrass inks. I don't have a problem with them. Oh, well, they're not popping. They're not as vibrant. Yes, they are. I don't care who you're using. I don't care what you're using. If your heat is not right and your pressure is not right, you can have the best of the best paper and ink, and it's still gonna look like trash. It still ain't gonna work. It doesn't matter what you're using. Craft Bisties has a good paper. Himalu, Koala, A-Sub, all of those to me are good brands of paper. I've used them all. Whoever is in stock, that's what I'm just saying. I'm not partial to anybody. Whomever I could get my hands on at that moment, because usually I order my stuff from Amazon. Whoever could get here fastest, I really don't care who it is. It's gonna look good regardless. because I know how to apply enough pressure and make sure my heat is proper. I don't care who it is. It really doesn't. It really doesn't matter. Shirts, like I told you, I use Jersey 21Ms, Cricket, and Sublivy. Those are my three go-tos right now. Those, whoever I could get my hands on. 21Ms look yellow to me, so I'm not really partial to Jersey 21M. They look really yellow to me. Sublivy, I really like those. They're really bright white. Crickets, I really like those because they're thick and then they're bright white. So those are my three go-tos for shirts. Stop letting people dictate how you run your business. Stop letting others who have had success with theirs say, "Oh well, this is what I did," and you know, eventually they're gonna have problems too. They're gonna be one of those people that jump. I've never had any problems with my Sawgrass. And like I said, I'm going to get an Epson 5570 because it was designed for sublimation. It was designed for that. I'm not going to convert anything else. It's a pain in the butt. It's retarded. It's unpredictable. If it want to stop reading those cartridges, and you up the creek without a pedal, and you got 30, 40 shirts that got to get done. And you're fighting for 3 hours to get that done. Never again will I ever do that. Never again. I remember being midway with my Epson in the middle of a memorial shirts, couldn't get them done, and had to use light transfer paper. And the people are trying to figure out why is her shirt feeling like this, but mine's feel like this. I never do it again. That was the deciding factor. That was my breaking point, the deciding moment. I never do it again. Please invest in yourself. Please get the stuff that you need and get the stuff that you want for your business, and don't go cheap on you. If it'll pay for itself, I promise you it'll pay for itself. Okay. I gotta go back and look and see. Can y'all see that I'm on Heat Press Nation, and I kind of want to try to see which one that I got. So right now the 800s are no longer in stock. They upgraded to the 1000. I use let's see here. Let me see. Can I I use Sublegit ink. That's what I use. Everybody talks about sublimating on cotton and using Easy Subli and white glitter. I always ask the question, why? Just why do you guys do that? I'm really not asking in a sarcastic way. I'm asking so I can understand the thought process behind it. Easy Subli is dark transfer paper for sublimation. Okay? That's what it is. Melanie, what is dark transfer paper? What do you mean when you say that? When you truly sublimate, the ink permeates the substrate. When you use Easy Subli on a cotton shirt, it permeates the paper substrate. That paper is the substrate. And then you take that paper and you apply it to a cotton shirt. It still feels like, excuse me, a piece of paper on the front of a shirt. So you added an extra step that may or may not work, because you want to sublimate on cotton. In order to get it to look like a design that was just printed on it, you still have to print and cut. You still got to print and cut it. Then you got to try to line the sublimation paper up with the print and cut, because you got to print and cut this. You can print it from your printer and cut it, or you could just cut it, put it on your shirt, and then put the sublimation paper on top of it and press it. See how many steps that is? You either print and cut and then press it to your shirt, or you have to cut the paper, just cut it plain white, like you just cut it like you do regular heat trans vinyl. You press that onto your shirt. Then you have to print from your Sawgrass or Epson or whatever. Then you have to try to line it up with your, sorry, looking off over there. Then you have to try to line it up with the Easy Subli paper. Make sure that there's no white lines and all of this other stuff, because it's hard to line up. I have a few tricks to get it to do it, but it's still an extra step. It's annoying. And then you have to, and then you press it. When you could just buy some dark transfer paper, print and cut, print whatever you're trying to do, cut it, and then press it on the shirt. And it looks 1,000. I have so many, all my shirts. Everybody asks me, oh, did you sublimate on that? No, I use some dark transfer, 11 by 17 dark transfer. Most of the time, I use dark transfer on everything. Dark shirts or white cotton shirts. It doesn't matter. Most of the time, if I'm doing white shirt, I don't even use cotton. I just sublimate it, period. Whether the customer wants me to or not. It's quicker. It's easier. Press it. Less headache. Done. Move on. You wanted a white shirt anyway. Just press it and move on. But if you want a cotton shirt, if you have a customer that just says, look, I want a cotton shirt, dark transfer or light transfer. I use 11 by 17. Cricut users, you can't do that. Sorry, you chose to use a Cricut. Cricut's very constrictive. They have too many restrictions for me. That's why my Cricut is in a box. Let my kids play with it, because it serves me no purpose in a business setting. I need to be able to print a 5X shirt and it not be a problem. 11 by 17 paper gets me there. I could pretty much cut full print on 11 by 17 and do a 5X shirt, and it looks great on the front of a 5X shirt. If the design isn't, then I could usually design it where it's two pieces and not cut it. I hate when people cut it in the middle. Just design it so you can separate it into two separate things, and then put the two pieces on the shirt, and it looks like it's one congruent design. I'm gonna have videos on that and show you what I'm talking about. But why do so many extra steps only for it to feel the same exact way? It doesn't adhere. It doesn't feel like it's a part of the shirt. I don't care what nobody tells you that, oh well, it has a softer feel. It still feels like paper on the front of that shirt. You might as well just use some dark transfer. It's cheaper, it's quicker. Just use it. It doesn't, oh Melanie, what kind do you use? Amazon 11 by 17 dark transfer. Pick one. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. None is no better than the other. They're all the same. Quit letting people tell you that Avery is better, Jolie is better, Tex RX or whatever it is better. If you know what you're doing, they all will get you to the same point. I've tried them all. StarCraft, everybody, I've tried them all. They all get you to the same point. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It doesn't. What else? People ask questions about the butcher paper, craft paper debate. Get some paper. Okay? Some paper. paper. Craft paper, butcher paper, paper. Okay? I buy mine from Lowe's because they have a gigantic roll of brown craft paper. I buy it from Walmart. I order it off Amazon. Whomever I can get it the quickest, I really don't care. I just put some paper on top, put some blowout paper. Doesn't matter whether it's butcher or crafter, so on and so forth. I've been doing this for 5 years. It doesn't matter. I've never had a problem with craft paper. Just use the craft paper, okay? Okay, so back to which printer I chose. I actually picked a bundle. It says advanced business bundle. Let me see. I'm sorry. Okay, let me tilt it like that so I can see the screen better. I did okay, let me see. Let me just view our bundles. I did, because I got a heat press and everything else. For mugs. I don't even see the one that I actually bought. It might be it. Let me see what it came with. Okay, yeah. So this is what I did. This is the bundle that I got, and it came with all of this stuff. It came with this Canon printer. It came with shirts. It came with this paper. I don't know if you guys can see this because I'm supposed to be recording the screen, but if you can't see it, it's Heat Press Nation. It is the Heat Press Nation inkjet and sublimation heat transfer package for t-shirts. It came with some Nina jet opaque. When I got it, I thought it was a bomb. I liked it, but I wouldn't buy it again. I was like, I never did buy it again because I found other papers that were just as good. It came with, people always ask for alignment rulers. It came with that. It came with Teflon sheets. It came from pads, so you could pressing pads. It came with a roll of parchment paper. See, they even give you parchment paper. They're not looking for butcher paper or craft paper. They just give you a roll of parchment paper, which really did come in handy. They send you like a box of different shirts and foam, like pressing foam. You'll know what that, you'll use that later. And then it came with a Canon Pixma IX6820, my favorite printer. Like, it prints 13 by 19 as well. It's just for, that's what I use actually to print my 11 by 17 transfers, dark transfers and light transfer sheet. I use that. You see the subtotal on this? I mean, the printer and stuff, the printers are sold out and the heat press is sold out. So what I did was I ordered the, right now heat presses are sold out, but I ordered a 15 by 15 clam, and then I went in there and I ordered a 16 by 24. That wasn't the one that oh, that's 24. I think I did, yeah, I did a 16 by 20. I did a 16 by 20, 16 by 20. I did, I ordered a 16 by 20 and a 15 by 15. I ordered both. You know what I'm saying? I did both. I wanted both. I have a 16 by 24 already, but I would have, and that was my total. That is not, I got a, you got to add this $200 in here. It's saying that, you know, that's cute. They saying that this printer is sold out, so just add another about $200 in there for that. Um, I added it's a starter standard. So whatever this was my total, a little bit more than that. It was like 19. You know, like I said, keep in mind I added another heat press. I added another thing of ink. I added, I think I added some license plates. I added some other substrates and some other stuff in there. At the end of the day, I think I spent about $4,000 on Heat Press Nation by itself. Then I went and bought me a brand new computer. So this one that I'm talking on now. I went and bought me a brand new computer, another $1,000. I ordered some papers, some A-sub paper, um, and some other stuff, some other substrates. So all in all, like I said, I spent close to $5,000 to $6,000. I have made that over so many times, so many times over have I made that, and I never had a problem. I don't have a problem with any of my equipment. It's just you have to decide what's important and what you want if you want to invest in yourself and make it a business. I will be I will be ordering the Epson 5700. I think it's about $2,500. Because I want the stand to go with it. I want a freestanding stand. I want that one, just so I could do larger shirts. It takes me less paper to do larger shirts. I really want to get that. And I want to and then buy the paper by the roll, because I think the paper comes 24 by whatever, and I could just print what I need to print and do it that way and be able to do my shirts a lot faster. My nose is itching so bad. So that's my little rant for the day. And it's not a rant. I don't want to see it as a rant. It's just me telling everybody to just ultimately invest in yourself. In the long run, you will see greater profits. You will be more satisfied with what you have than to just try to go the cheap way. There is no cheap way to do sublimation. There is no cheap way. You want to buy cheap products, but you want to charge someone $35 and $45 for a shirt. No, you purchase the top of the line machinery so you can provide top quality products, so you can charge the big bucks for it. Just my little take on that. Like I said, Heat Press Nation is a place where I order my stuff. I'm sure that there are other places you can order, such as Condi. Coastal has stuff. Johnson Plastic Plus, I think, has stuff. So you can check out those places. I really like Johnson Plastic Plus, and I really like Coastal. Those are my next two places that I really like to order stuff from and work with. So yeah, Best Blanks has some stuff too. Check him out. He's down in Florida. I like him too. Just to kind of throw some names of some people out there, and like I said, Cosmos Inc. Angelo. Check out his page. He's on Facebook. Caps. I don't think it's called Caps on Fire anymore. I think it's called Cosmos Inc. now. Excuse me. I think it's called Cosmos Inc. now. He's on YouTube. He has a website. Check him out. Innate Labs. She does a lot. That's Shannon. She does a lot with Photoshop, teaching you how to use Photoshop, teaching you how to use your equipment properly, and how to print properly from your equipment. How to set up full 3D print shirts, and stuff like that. So those are just some people that I listen to, that I deal with, that I continue to use to progress my business and help me with the moving forward with it, and helping me not just have a simple home-based hobby. It is an actual business. I actually pay my bills. I don't work. I don't do no other work. This is it. I do it for myself. Actually, I got stuff I need to be doing right now. I'm gonna get on it in just a second. This is all I do. I craft all day and all night. Wonderful job. But it's a job that um, I can do and do it efficiently and do it happily, joyfully, because I'm not fighting with equipment. When you have to fight with equipment, it kind of turns you against what you're doing. So, as an overall message of this video is invest in yourself, stop being cheap or trying to be cheap, thinking you're going to get the same result. You get exactly what you pay for. If you pay for cheap crap that doesn't supposed to work that way, then you're going to get cheap crap results, and you're going to fight with it. Like I said, there are people out there who work with it, have great success. Kudos to those people. But I know you're going to get on this video and be like, oh, I had one, I didn't have any problems out of it. Those are the percentage on that is very small, aside from the people who actually have problems from it. There's a small amount of people who don't, to the ratio of people who do. So until my next video that's coming up is putting the dart transfer on sports balls. So I'll see y'all then. Bye.